It's the southwestern farms, ranches, and towns defined by one major resource.
We used to be a booming little farming community, but our water's kind of backed off, and now we don't have enough water to do much of anything.
And it's rain, or lack thereof, delineating 2018.
The yields have been down quite a bit because of the lack of rain.
Just last fall, Justin Harden and other area farmers soaked up ample rainfall. But since November, rainfall's been sparse.
It's made it tough on wheat and everything else.
He says heading into fall and winter, there's concerns of finding enough hay to feed area livestock.
Over 25 dairies in the area.
And it's livestock like dairies that are the lifeblood of this area.
I think everybody will be running short on the hay part of it, And then like on wheatledge, last year we averaged around 10 ton. This year we averaged 6 to 7 ton. So across all the acres, that makes a tremendous difference on how much carryover they'll have to the next year.
As a custom cutter,
we cut quite a bit of forage.
Harden's already seen customers run out of corn carryover from last year. And with farmers running out of feed, silage harvest can't come soon enough, a business he's been in for nearly 3 decades.
I've been on a cutter for 27.
Harden says he harvests with 5 machines every year.
99% of the feed we chop will be at 68% moisture.
And it's those machines that get a lot of use this time of year.
You're looking for quality and the best, in all reality, the best deal you can get per hour, on how many hours you put on the machine a year.
He says he tries to rotate each machine every 3 years, a necessity when what he's cutting is vital to the livestock he helps feed.
Lots of dairy and lots of feed yard business, which for that, creates forage business and hay.
For Western Equipment,
we have one of the largest cattle populations in North America out in this part of the world.
It's those machines of interest, as feed is always in high demand.
A good percentage of the cropland in this area is going to feeding those cattle.
But as some dairies are seeing challenges in 2018, it's also the forage side of the business showing weakness.
The used side of forage is tough. It's been probably the most difficult market, for a dealer to be in, for a customer to trade.
Machinery Pete says it's silage equipment that doesn't show up at auction often.
Well, with used values, forage choppers would be one of the most challenging, probably the most challenging spot, but nothing new. That's been that way for quite a while.
And the biggest hurdle is selling the used.
I think to me it always comes down to when you're trying to find that second or third buyer, the pool of buyers is just smaller. What that means is there's opportunity to be a buyer on the used forage chopper market right now.
It's that used equipment that often comes with high hours.
Dairy customers put a lot of hours in their machinery, and anytime they're running that constant, that many hours a year. We've got some guys that put 2,500, 3,000 hours a year on a 50-horse tractor, and so that's a lot of use.
Exploring the hay and forage sector overall, he says it's a story of small versus large.
The small stuff is pretty hot, so things like disc binds, square balers. We've seen, in fact, a lot of almost record auction pricing on that kind of stuff. A good use when it becomes available across the country. The larger stuff, again, just a little tougher.
Western Equipment says looking past the hay and forage sector, there are some areas showing signs of strength.
On the small ag side, actually, the growth in our industry has been continually growing in the past several years, and that seems to be a little bit of a surprise, but we continue to see strong demand in the small tractor climate and small ag.
But the most positive trend in used equipment right now is the row crop side.
Row crop tractors is still our bread and butter. That's a really strong market that we've been very active in.
He says combines are still tough, showing a slow recovery.
We're seeing a little bit of activity in the used combine market.
But the Association of Equipment Manufacturers showing stronger trends, with combine sales up 37% in July despite the downturn in commodity prices. And its combines, Machinery Pete is starting to see climb.
I am starting to hear a few little more positive notes.
In New Mexico, as Harden walks to a new day, he has his kids by his side, and it's a family business that keeps him driven.
My grandfather started it, and it just kind of went from there.
Motivated to push past the obstacles of farming with little to no rain, knowing better days are ahead.